Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of Geektopia. My name is Adam Carruthers, and this is how it works. We've got little segments within the channel, and we like to just separate all our different talking points. This is Geek Squad, where it's not just me, but a bunch of friends, and we want you involved as well. So make sure you leave a comment below. Now, what is Geek Squad all about? We've all watched the same thing, movie or TV show, which was previously agreed upon, and then we sit down and discuss it. So we have LeVar Burton. I'm interested to find out her take because she only likes dark stuff. Hadis Sagadis. We also have the Chief Jantan. We have Papi Zach, Father Zach, which Papi also means. We have Grumpy Carvin J, and we also have our friend Pradeep Naidu. And what we did watch was a film I remember always being on TV when I was younger. This film came out in 96, so I was 11. Shortly thereafter, it was always on Sleepers. So I got memories of watching this, but it's been a long time personally for me. So I know a few people in this group hadn't watched the film yet. It was recommended by Chief Jantan. So I'm going to go to Chief Jantan first. Why did you put this film as a recommendation?
I mean, I keep seeing it appear on Netflix. I don't know why. Like, you know, when you scroll, it keeps coming out on the feed, especially after we saw Shawshank, right? And I remember that I really enjoyed that movie when I was younger. Like, I mean, it wasn't a fun movie to watch, but it was one of those where, you know, it's kind of stuck with you.
Yeah.
You know, so when I saw it, I thought, hey, why not suggest it? And maybe some of these young guys can watch it and we can see what they think.
I didn't like Kevin Bacon for a while after this movie. Remember, I watched this when I was like 11 or 12, yeah? So mindset was completely different, particularly the youngest in the conversation.
Yes.
What did you make of the movie Sleepers? Had you seen it before? Have you heard of it?
No, this is my first time.
Okay. What did you think of the movie?
It's a good movie, good story, but it really hard to watch because of the sensitive topic. I mean, last week we did Shawshank Redemption, which was a prison, but this movie had more torture scenes.
Yeah. On that note, let's cross over to LeVar Burton because she likes this sort of thing. I told you it was going to be a dark movie, Levy. I told you last week, I said, oh, this is going to be dark. You might like it. You got all excited thinking there's going to be ghosts and stuff, but no, not the case. What did you think of the movie?
Was it dark though?
What? Yes.
Wow.
The themes were dark.
What?
You didn't find it dark?
I mean, okay, I understood that whole like torture, the abuse the kids went through, and then it scarred them. Yeah, that was dark. But the way you guys said it dark, I was like, what dark? Like, what type of dark? I was expecting more darkness, but like.
I think our level of darkness and Levy's is just...
Yeah, that's true. But Levy, did you like the movie?
I thought the movie was good. Yeah, it was good. But like when they got older and then the case on like for the two friends, I felt like that win was quite easy.
Mm-hmm. The court case, you mean?
Yeah, the court case. It was too easy for them. Like it played out so smooth, especially with that guy. What was his name?
Michael, the lawyer?
Yeah. They said like he was an alcoholic, a druggie and whatnot. I thought he would like, you know, slip a bit or like someone would turn onto them to have more drama, you know, during that whole court case scene. It was just too smooth and too easy for them to just win like that. I was expecting more, but I guess it was a good movie, but I wouldn't say it's that dark.
All right. What about you, Hadis?
I think the movie for me was painful, but it wasn't dark. Because when last week we discussed and Kevin, I remember I said, it's a movie that you need an afternoon off. It wasn't the case for me, but when I watched Chernobyl, I needed a day off.
Hannibal?
Yeah, Chernobyl.
Chernobyl.
Sorry,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that was, I think for me, is the level that is the day I need a break because it's too heavy and too dark to process. So this was painful, but it wasn't so dark for me to watch.
Okay.
Maybe it's more painful for men.
Yeah.
But I do agree with what Levy said. I expected I know it's based on true story.
Allegedly. We should say allegedly.
Yeah. So the court case, it was so smooth. It was so like, I don't think something ever planned, it goes that smoothly. There's some small bumps here and there, but the court was so smooth. for me. Like I didn't have any, ups and downs with the court case. So I was expecting some, drama there, but it disappointed me there.
Only one was when the guy couldn't find his place in the script because literally
Yeah.
everything's written out for him.
Yeah,
And
I
you
was
can see,
expecting like more of those scenes that the lawyer, because he was keep saying, like as she said, like having like drinking issues, drug issues, but he was doing well for a lawyer with all those issues. But I do like the reference of the kids, that having the reference to the book of the Con of the Monte of Cristo. So it's like, so that's my favorite, like ultimate favorite movie. So it's like, that's what I liked about
and the book was referenced in back-to-back movies as well. They mentioned it in Shawshank Redemption. Remember?
Yeah.
Dumbass. The guy says, speaking of dumbass, Papi Zach. I'm kidding.
What?
I'm kidding.
Wow. Be careful for what you speak, son.
Sorry.
For his glory is very vengeful.
Okay.
His glory is very vengeful.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell a true story about Zach. I play COD. Zach's usually in the group, and a few people said, "Oh, where's Zach?" I said, "Oh, he's working tonight." They said, "Wow, he's so." This was a Saturday, I think. I wasn't in the studio, and they said, "Wow, he's so good at working, so disciplined." And then me and another friend said, "No, he's got his work due tomorrow. He's just doing it last minute." That is Papi Zach in a nutshell. I know you just watched the movie. You're older than me. You hadn't watched this movie before. Slightly surprising, but it's not one of those movies which is on a must-watch list like The Godfather or Shawshank Redemption or something. So that's excusable.
Actually, no, I've always wanted to watch this movie because I don't know who did the marketing for this movie, but it's good lah. He's good. Because there was not one time like when I was in US and they have this channel, the TNT channel, where they play mostly basketball games. I don't know why, but they also play classic movies. It's always on. It's always on, and it's always like I always fall into like the middle part where I say, "Oh no, I can't watch this because I got to understand from the beginning. It's gonna spoil it for me." So I always like pushed it. Now, like I see sleepers all over Netflix, just like Tiel was saying. So whoever does the marketing for this movie is really brilliant.
It's actually because it's very cheap. It was bought up at a very cheap price.
Wow.
I don't know how it happened, but it was, which is why it was played a lot, because it's cheap. Because reruns and stuff you have to pay, right? Syndication rights and all that. So it's very, very cheap.
Village bicycle lah.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. And at the time when I was younger, I wouldn't have realized because I was too young, but it does make sense why it was always on TV, like I mentioned to you guys before. What about your take on it, Grumpy Calvin J?
Okay, it came out in 96. I think when I watched it, it was 97, 98 when I watched it. And also it hit me at a point where it's a bit personal lah, because not the whole theme of it, but I was always threatened as a child to be sent to Henry Gurney School if I was naughty.
Okay.
Right? I don't know if y'all had this, maybe it's a my generation thing, but anything I do wrong, like, yeah, you go to Henry Gurney School. And that is basically the same thing, like the Wilkinson Boys Home for Boys. Now, the thing is, when I saw it then, and then over time I saw it in Astro and blah, blah, blah and all that, I realized one thing. Malaysia got a lot of censorship lah. Because when I saw it now with no censorship, I'm like, yeah, I don't remember this scene. I don't remember this scene. But yeah, I mean, it hit harder. But for once, I agree with Levy in the sense that when I first saw it, it was a great movie, right? Now that I'm watching it back, it's like, yeah, there was so much they can do. The layers of the story. It's one of those things where if you want to tell a story, it was very single point. It was a very linear story of betrayal and revenge. That's it. Like there was like they referenced the Count of Monte Cristo, which basically is a multifaceted, multi-layered story of revenge. How he took everything and turned it against, right? This was very like, okay, so this happened. Okay, we killed the fella. Okay, la, revenge done. Like, okay, la, there's so much more you can do with it. Although it was, at the end, it was just like, everybody was happy. It was a happy ending, but not because the two of them died. And then I realized one thing, like I always wondered why this was not very successful in the awards. You know, the fact that I think only Minnie Driver got Best Supporting Actress and something like Best Score or something like that. But other than that, nothing, right? And then now I realize, maybe it was not as great as some of the movies that came out at the same time. Like you say, like Shawshank and but although I know this years apart, but I mean at that time these movies were iconic. Yes, this story was iconic as well because it started telling a very painful story. But
yeah.
But I still feel it's very linear.
Hey, Aaron, what did you think about the movie?
I actually really enjoyed it. It's my first time watching it. I think the four kids really acted really well, considering their age and back during that time.
Yeah.
So and I was surprised that was it John? There's two of them died in the end.
Yeah.
I think that experience shaped them completely. I don't think they wanted revenge, the both of them. I think the really wanted the revenge is Michael and Shakes. I don't want to plan it out. I don't think the two was for me. I think what they went through, they couldn't take it, and they start being some badasses on the street, and yeah, that basically got them into a very terrible ending, lah.
I think their definition of revenge would have been very different from Shakes and Michael.
Sean Nooks died too easy for me.
Yeah,
for what he's done. Yeah.
For me, it was like he was so like he just died with
he just
no
died
pain,
like that with no pain. Yeah, no pain. No, he should be tortured, man.
Sorry, he got shot in the balls, guys.
Yeah, and then in the head. So
and then the head.
In the head. He didn't have a second to feel.
Yeah,
the
the
pain.
first
but he
time
was
I was
still
saying,
feeling
don't shoot him in the head. Don't shoot him in the head.
He's still feeling the shit in the balls. Okay, I mean they got everywhere. And then the headshot was the last shot.
It lasted less than a minute.
I
Let
think
him
he
Oh,
was
you?
so in
Oh,
shock.
how long can you last if you get shot in the balls?
No, let him bleed lah.
It was
You're so tough. You talk so tough, huh?
It was a double headshot. But anyhow,
No, but here's the question as well. If they didn't walk into that bar that day, would this story be what it is?
Yeah.
you needed that, and then it needed to tie into everybody else, all the other guards that were
involved,
guilty. But yeah, it's such a fascinating story. So initially, when it came out, it's based on a book which was written by Shakes in real life, Lorenzo. Don't try to pronounce his surname, so I'm not going to try. But after which, all the other releases have said that he stands by his story, or they just drop that full stop. But I grew up thinking, oh, this is a true story, because this is pre-internet, before you could do research, but they did a full investigation. So they said that his school records can't have matched with him saying he was away for this amount of time, and a few other discrepancies as well. Like there's no record in New York of any cases like this. However, he says that the location and everything was changed. So he does still stand by his story. I don't know how true it is. It was just fiction, or there's elements of truth to it. Only the writer truly knows, Shakes himself. But Pratik,
I think that's the
Zach, go on.
I think that's the whole intrigue of this movie. Like, if you ask me what stands out about this movie, is it keeps people guessing. Is it true? Is it not true? I mean, what was with the after credits text? That kind of made you think. But otherwise,
which text are you referring to?
The whole denying of the whole the movie. Yeah.
See, depending on which release you watch, some of them actually drop that. And both, but all the versions will say it's based on a book. That's what I meant earlier on. So the earlier releases, they all had it, but then as time went by, some of them didn't. And I guess it depends which country you're watching it in and stuff like that. But I mean, honestly, none of us know. Only the author knows how true a story it is. When the book came out, it was massive, and that's why they made it into a film. Pratik, tell me, who was your favorite actor in the movie, or which character?
Robert De Niro.
De Niro.
Sure, yeah. The last, I haven't watched The Irishman, so the last I actually saw him was in The Joker. And to see a movie where he's so young, and I loved his character, Father Benny, right?
Bobby,
King Benny, yeah. Father Bobby, because the way he's a priest, he can't lie, and then in the court he had to lie. He had to swear on God and lie to protect his voice. It was that part of the movie was really good in my opinion is like giving that character a moral dilemma.
Yeah.
Should he tell the truth or should he save his boys?
I loved Father Bobby, but because of the fact that I then grew up, well, for a few years, I didn't like Kevin Bacon. I would have to say Kevin Bacon as Noakes was really good as well. I mean, he has this something about him that doesn't make you want to trust him. It's his beady eyes. I'm not sure.
It's his name, like Kevin
Evil
Bacon.
face.
Kevin Bacon, yeah.
It was like that Wyatt Russell situation when he became Captain America.
Yeah, that sort of vibe. You're spot on there. Spot on. That sort of vibe. Levi, I know you like eye candy. Brad Pitt, one of history's sexiest men. Who was your favorite? Oh, you don't like Bradley. Okay. Who was your favorite actor or character in the movie?
I like Shakes.
Shakes. Jason Patrick.
Yeah, he was like the quiet but smart guy.
Yeah. He made a mistake of starring in Speed 2. So his career went
don't say
off.
that. No, come on.
It's true.
No.
Come on. Who remembers Speed 1 or Speed 2? Which one do you remember better, Zach? Come on.
I remember both of them.
Yeah, but which one do you remember better, like in a fonder light?
I mean, because I'm a fan of Keanu, so I go with Keanu.
I know Kung Fu. Okay. What about you, Hadis?
Same with Levy, because I felt that the character was, but actually at the end I didn't understand what happened to him.
What do you mean?
Like they showed like what happened to the other three boys. Two of them died, and the other guy, Michael, I think Michael, he was like living by himself alone and not married, and the girl, and then, but I think I didn't understand what happened to like him.
He wrote the book.
He's
so
the
like
narrator, so he doesn't show what happened to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Chief Jantan?
Pet Mancho.
Fat Mancho.
I've got a question. How is he beating Shakes in the game? Like 6-2.
I don't know. But I saw Carvin's reaction there. Why, Carvin?
No, Fat Macho is the best character. He's the guy who gives you the info. He's the guy who tells you,
advice.
He's the guy who sets the theme.
Yeah.
It was a great, and it's just a great character. You could just like, he's the one character who is not abusive. Like, right? He's the one good character inside the whole thing.
Hey.
He's not supposed to be good.
Hey, he made fun of the girl in the wheelchair. Huh? She's like, what you know? Yeah. I was like, oh, that's a girl on a wheelchair.
But the girl is badass though. You gotta lie.
Yeah,
straight up.
That is true. So okay, we got two Fat Manchos. We got a bit of Father Bobby. What about we got Shakes? What about yourself, Puppy Zach? Have I asked you your favorite?
No, but I think I would say the kids, the kids version of like Shakes, Michael, John, and
yeah.
One
of them would end in tragedy. Brad Renfro. He played the young Michael.
Yeah.
He would die 12 years after this movie came out. Drug overdose. It's one of those sad Hollywood stories of some kid actors who come up and can't deal with the pressures of fame because he was really one of those next big things. Aaron, what about yourself?
Young Shakes.
Young Shakes for you. Why Young Shakes above everybody else?
I think he's the one that really, among the four boys, when he was in prison, I think the way he acted is just brilliant. The moment where he sleeps, the moment he shed a tear, the moment he explains, the moment Father Bobby came and visited the first time, and he was like shaking and tremble. You better not come here anymore, Father. Just take my advice. Don't tell my parents what's gonna happen. So, really kudos to him. I think he really acted really well.
Yeah, understood. Let's give it a rating though. So Prateep. Wait, Prateep. What year were you born?
2001.
2001. Okay, so this film came out 5 years after you were born. What is your ratings?
I think a solid 8.
A solid 8.
It's a good movie, good story, but the court scenes, they're too convenient, things like that.
Understood. Grumpy Carvin J, as someone who was approaching adulthood when this movie came out.
I was 16 when it came out.
You're approaching adulthood.
You're balls dropped one already.
You're 2 years away from being 18.
But when I watched it was 17, 18. But yeah, I mean, taking into consideration what I loved when I was young, when I first watched it, and what I don't like now, I would give it a 7.
A 7. Okay, cool. Father Zach?
Yes. Considering how I just watched it recently,
Like within the last 12 hours?
Yes. I give it a 6.5. 6.5.
6.5. Okay,
Yes.
it's quite contrasting. An 8, a 7, 6.5. Chief Jantan, the guy who recommended the movie in the first place. What say you, old chap?
I'll give it an 8.
8, matching Prateep. So showing that the generation gap makes no difference here. Guy who's like 40 and never mind.
IQ gap. It's the IQ gap.
Yeah, IT.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
what about you? Hadis the Goddess?
I'll give it a 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
Wow, lowest one yet. Lower than Puppy Zach. Aaron?
7.5.
7.5 for you.
Wait.
Let's round it off with Levy.
Dun, dun, dun. 5.5.
Wow, the lowest yet.
The lowest.
You
Oh,
won.
That's interesting.
that's interesting though.
The girls have given it the lowest score out of all of us. Unless I suddenly give it a 3, which I'm not going to. And the guys have given it a higher score. Now, I'm going to go with probably a 7.5 as well. I mean, in terms of half of it being a prison, we've just come off the back of watching one of the most iconic prison movies ever, which is The Shawshank Redemption. And there are better legal dramas out there with better twists and turns. So it feels like it's almost...
For me, it's a movie that I will not watch again.
Would you recommend it, Hadis?
Not really, no. Because I think like I've watched other things that are more painful and more true to your heart. That for me, this one will fall under like not in my top 10 recommendation for someone.
Okay. I love the ideas of top 10s, but for now, because Levy is the most critical, she gave the lowest score. That should be a rule. Whoever gives the lowest score for the week has to select the following movie. I think that
everyone's got to give the high score.
We'll know.
Crossing.
The next time, the movie was amazing.
Even
This
if,
vote is gonna change.
even if you give a low score, I will base it off how you dissect the movie and analyze the movie. So it'll be at my discretion. Levy, go on. You're the most critical person in this group of all the movies we've watched. So I want a recommendation from you. Oh, wait. Have to be Malaysian and proud and polite. I have to point in my thumb. You.
You guys can either choose Insidious, the first one, or Sinister. Yeah.
Sinister.
Sinister is quite cool.
Sinister would be
Cool,
Carmen's sparkly beard on the Netflix stage. Very sinister. Okay, so Sinister or Insidious. Now I'm going to throw it back to Prateep. Buddy, which of the two do you want to watch?
I really don't know.
Do you even like horror?
Right?
Yes, they're both horror movies.
I don't like horror.
Ah!
I can try to watch.
Okay, you're on the same boat as Hadis. Hadis does not like horror either. She'll be like this the whole time. Do you want to flip a coin?
Okay, let's take a vote lah.
Okay, I say Insidious just because I've heard of that more than I've heard of Sinister.
Yeah, same.
Insidious.
Insidious?
Sinister.
Okay. Sinister for you.
Only because I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same here.
I have not watched Sinister or Insidious, so I'm indifferent either way. But Prateep, you get to decide.
Sinister, because for me it's like the lesser known one.
Okay, Sinister
Okay,
it is.
Sinister.
Sinister it is.
The first one, because there's 2 or 3 one of it. Yeah. So it's the first
Okay. All right. Sinister it is. Perfect. I know, Carvin, you better write this down because during the week you messaged us and told me you almost watched the wrong film. What was it?
No, I was halfway through watching Sneakers.
Which is a good movie.
It is Robert
And
Redford.
I was like, where is Brad Pitt?
Well, to be fair, they've always said like Brad Pitt looks like a young Robert Redford. And they did a movie together, Spy Game, don't forget.
Yes.
So maybe the mind got confused there. It is a good movie too, but that would have been I was just imagining we come on the show and I say, yeah, Brad Pitt was good. Robert De Niro and Carmen's face have been just like,
Yeah, wait.
De Niro was in
we were
Sneakers.
hacking, he was great, guys.
Where was the abuse scene he's talking about? I don't understand what's happening here.
There were kids?
There were kids in the movie? What? Anyway, yeah, so it's done and dusted. We will be watching Sinister next week. The following week, don't worry, no one needs to recommend anything because it's going to be Black Widow. And then maybe after that, we'll go to one of Prateep's lists. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to everyone here. Thank you for watching, of course. And if you have a recommendation, you can see sometimes we have trouble deciding what to watch next. Make sure you leave a comment below. It's pretty simple. Like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, if you recommend something, we want you in the conversation as well the following week. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.